Hey guys, family meeting. Boys? Alright guys, so we are a day from Saguaro. I want to stop so badly. I'm dying to know if anyone's there. It's such a cool place. But the reality is, it's cyclone season. And this next coming week looks really good. This is the type of window we would want to go the 900 miles, same distance we just went, from Saguaro down to southern Tonga. From southern Tonga, we are very close to New Zealand, so we're getting close. And unfortunately, the weather looks, fortunately or unfortunately, the weather looks really good to make that jump. So I think we're going to skip Saguaro, the atoll with nobody on it, and we're gonna jibe right now and head straight for southern Tonga for 6 more days. Is that alright with everybody? It's the safest route. Is that okay, guys?
So 6 more days.
6 more days. We'll try to make it fun. We'll do something fun tonight like we're in Saguaro. Alright, let's try. As captain, you need to make the hard decisions sometimes, and this one was a hard one. We really wanted to stop and rest in Saguaro and check out a beautiful atoll, a beautiful place in the world. But the reality was we had a really safe weather window and we needed to take it. So with that, that's just what we did. The good news was that now that we were heading southwest, those easterly trade winds would be much more on our beam, so we took off like a rocket ship. Explain our dilemma.
What dilemma?
What's going on? What our big problem is?
Life.
Our big problem. Our dilemma is you didn't buy any sweet low.
Oh God, yes, that is. That's not a dilemma. That's a huge problem.
That's a huge problem.
A dilemma would be: should we have sweet low? So they have to make food at this.
Okay, so you can see me, but today is our 6th night. So this is our 7th day out at sea, and we knew today, Wednesday, was going to be kind of the squalliest according to forecast. So we went into the night prepared. We double reefed the main, and we've got our reacher out just because it seemed like we wasn't that windy yet. So we're moving along. We're going about 9 knots in 14, 15 knots of apparent wind, close to 20 knots true. And the problem is dawn is about 15 or 20 minutes, and it was stars and beautiful. Now there's very clearly a visible front coming. The radar just picked up the first bit of rain. The question is, do we reef right now, or do we wait 15, 20 minutes till the sun comes out that kind of shows us a little bit more what's going on? That's 20 miles away, but as they say, when in doubt, reef. So when in reef, doubt, and that's what they say. So maybe we should reef. What would you do? Okay, so I'm glad I waited. It's now 20 minutes later and the sun's basically come up and this doesn't look threatening at all. It looks fine. I mean, it's definitely a front of some sort, but it's not that threatening looking at all. So we're going to keep the sails up as we are. Everyone's still sleeping, and I'll just monitor the wind and see how this thing develops. But but it looks so much better when the sun's up. Everything looks scarier in the dark. Everything. I just did a routine check. This lazy bag fell, which maybe just kind of want to walk around and look at everything. And then I also just saw some more chafe, which I'll show you. You can see that as this line moves back and forth, it's chafing on that Antel turn bob. So I don't know why there's that chafe, but we gotta change this line. This whole thing's about to break loose and go to wind leeward. It's always good to do a safety check.
Everyone does things differently, but I think the previous rigger here made a mistake by removing the protective sheath over the Dyneema core, and by not using a proper block to help with the movement. I love these low friction blocks, but clearly they still have some friction. And today I've changed the setup to look like this, with a traditional block allowing the line to move if it needs to, and keeping the protective sheath on the Dyneema line. But at the time, I didn't feel comfortable trying to do all of that. It was a bit nerve-wracking to do this repair underway. You're sitting outside the rails on the very front of the boat, but it had to be done, and so I did it as safely as I could with Elizabeth taking watch.
Look at this. So look at this line.
Oh my
You see how it was like half of it was worn away.
That's after how long?
That's just this passage, because I retied this knot. That's, was it 7 days? So it's not a perfect fix. I just retied the knot, so it'll work for at least 3 more days. But then even then I did a safety, like I tied a extra line. All right, now I'm gonna try to fix. Okay, so for the chafe on the sail bag, I kind of created a monkey fist with a spare line, threw it up over the lower diamond, and was able to just kind of haul it up. So this is what it looks like now. Looks a lot like it should. Chafe. Chafe is the enemy. Okay, so it is now 12:15, and that front that I saw that scared me this morning in the dark, it's just been sitting there all day long. And actually, I think it's just slowly coming toward us. So it was definitely the right thing not to reef, but I think at some point it's going to overtake us. And who knows, maybe we'll just sort of stay at that latitude and we're a little bit south of it, but see what happens. You're much special. Fort? Are you gonna go into your fort? Pierce. Bye, Pierce. Okay, that front, I think is a new front, because it's a whole another day later. That other front from yesterday never caught up to us, so we got lucky there. Yeah, we're just trying to stay dry. So far, so good.
How many days did you say?
2 more days.
2 days before.
Not 4, 2. Okay, I'm about to call our weather guy, Chris Parker. He's the one that kind of advised us to skip Saguaro and head toward Tonga, and I just downloaded the weather for the next week to New Zealand. It doesn't look perfect, but it doesn't look bad. So the $1 million question now is, do we stop in Tonga, or do we become the first sailboat ever to just go from Raiatea directly to New Zealand for cyclone season? Okay. Hopefully this works. Hey Chris, it's Seth Hynes. Okay, great. I'm glad you said that. Well, our crew, we all want to stop, so that's good. Okay, so we'll do that, and then yeah, go ahead. How likely is it that will become a tropical low or a tropical storm? Quite likely. Okay. And is it better? It's better, you think, for us to wait and not go now out of its way. Okay, great. Thank you, Chris. Let's talk Saturday. I'll call you then. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Bye. Okay, do you want the good news or the bad news? The good news? Okay. So the good news is he suggests stop. Because the bad news is there's a significantly high chance that the system that we're seeing is going to become a tropical cyclone headed for Tonga. But he actually says it's good for us because it will
Why would we stop? That isn't making any
He's saying you'll actually have better, drier, more consistent sailing if we wait and leave Sunday or Monday. It's good I'm recording this because I want to remember exactly
We're going
what
to
he
get
said.
there on Saturday.
We get there Saturday, we leave Sunday or Monday, and the cyclone sucks all the wet moisture air up, and it gives us favorable conditions to sail south. So we should have dry, quote, dry, consistent sailing conditions to New Zealand, and the big question will be, do we leave Sunday or Monday? And then we should talk either tomorrow or Saturday to figure that out. So we get to stop. Tonga. We get to get sugar and sweet and low. And iced tea. So what we see, this is a cyclone. So what's coming to Tonga looks like here, this system up here is all the cyclone. So this is, I don't see cyclone winds. I see 20s, 25s. So the most wind the forecast gets is 25. So that either isn't right or this, they don't know yet what's going to happen with the cyclone, or maybe it's just the edge of it. But that's what we're going to get up in Tonga. So you're saying you don't want to be there for this. So we leave in these conditions, sort of like 15s to the east-northeast, and sail down here, and it would be drier. I guess the big question is what happens here with these 30s. I don't know. I think we stop and figure it out. Well, we could just go. Me too. We're actually trying to slow the boat down at this point because we will arrive in the dark. So we've got 2 reefs in the main and a heavily reefed generally. And we're still going 9 knots. Trying to slow down just a little bit. What are we doing over here?
Oh my god.
AK headquarters?
Yes. I'm losing my mind, so this might not be a great time for video.
She's in a happy place.
Not really.
So what happened? The big thing today was we found out, actually the first thing last night I sat down, it was kind of shocking, I sat down on one of the kids' life jackets by mistake
Oh, I forgot about that.
and triggered the man overboard alarm.
So we need a new one.
We need a new one of those. The second big thing was what? There's a cyclone, another one coming?
Yeah.
So
And we almost didn't even stop at Tonga. We almost went direct.
We're considering going from directly where we are now, past Tonga, straight to New Zealand. But we've been wisely discouraged not to do that. Spend at least a day or two in Tonga. And
Yeah,
then
it sounds
go.
like we're going to have a leisurely 24 hours.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And then go. Be before the next cyclone hits us in Tonga. So we've got 2 cyclones. One cyclone, sorry, I don't think they've named this other one yet. But we rode its coattails north. Now this one's coming down toward us, and we're going to ride its pre-coattails. What would you call that?
Collar tails.
Collar tails. We're going to go ahead of it south. As it sucks everything toward it, we're
This
going to be
basically
going south.
things are just not good right now.
A lot of sailing. This is like a marathon of sailing.
And we're about to run out of sweet and low. Did you tell?
Yeah, no sweet and low. These are the
Which before
disasters.
you guys get mad and say you shouldn't be eating sweet and low anyway. I mean, there's no sugar, there's no nothing. Like our coffee is about to go.
No sugar, no sweet and low. So coffee's a trouble.
We're out of good food.
Gail says we're out of good food.
We're out of
We're out of
fruit. We're out of everything fresh. French bread, forget it. Even the croissants.
No more croissants. This is an outrage.
All right, we have 1 apple left and 1 pear.
But we're sitting here working. working away on vacay. Kids are playing inside. It's a good place to sit because we can sit here and look out the front windows, see if there's any boats coming toward us. Show you that. You can see the horizon straight through here. It's full design, actually. So Elizabeth's kind of working on that side, and I'm kind of watching that side.
Oh, yeah.
You're watching, right?
As far as you know. Oh, yeah, I'm super, yes.
You better be watching.
I'm watching, super watching.
She's not watching.
Trying to build a fashion empire over here.
And if this wasn't stressful enough, we were also coming up on the dateline. Will we sail off the edge of the world? Will we finally prove all those flat earthers correct? Will we hit the wall of our own Truman Show that surrounds the flat earth? Well, it turns out the worst part was just changing our clocks. What a letdown. And Jim Carrey should have absolutely won the Oscar for this.
Okay, the front finally caught us. We're feeling it. We had to go down 40 degrees, bear with the wind. So we're getting up to 23, 24 knots apparent. We're doing the first little drops. We're running and we got 21 knots apparent. But we're ready, we're hunkered down. We got our nice protective screen ready to go. She hasn't stopped working. Kids don't seem to care. I'm the only one worried. Actually, not that worried. 2 reefs in the main, basically no jib out. We'll be fine. It's just about to get a little wet. And just like that, it's done. So we're pulling into Tonga right now, day 9. And it's kind of weird. I got 3 boats on AIS, and one's right here, right next to me. Yet I cannot see him on the binoculars. He is only 0.7 miles away from me, but he is not there. All right, so now there's 5 of them. One's a half a mile away from me and I cannot see him. It's kind of nicer being away from land sometimes. Okay, so this is it. This is our final night at sea for at least a day. And this is the night of the 10th aboard. This is our 9th night aboard in a row. That's a lot of nights. It's our 2nd longest passage ever. We did 15 days crossing the Pacific. 9 days would be our 2nd longest ever. So that's just, this is crazy. So right now we're super slowed down. It was typical. We could have probably gotten here right around now, but it's pitch dark and we don't want to roll in the dark. It's a ton of reefs around this harbor. So we're going to come in the light, but that means we got to stall. So we have just a sliver of Genoa out, no main at all. We're just kind of ghosting the last couple of hours, and it makes me super nervous to fall asleep. This close to land, and potential for boats, so it's going to be a long night. But worse than that is this email we just received from Chris. So Chris Parker says, the tropical cyclone is, in all caps, very likely to develop in the Vanuatu area on Monday and should move through Fiji on Friday and then Tonga, possibly west or south of Tonga on Saturday. So that's about a week after we arrive, 6 days after we arrive. But that means we can't stay. So we are immediately going to check into Tonga, provision, and then immediately leave. Maybe 2 nights, but probably just 1 night at sea, or 1 night on land. And then we're back at it again. So that would be 9 nights plus 5 or 6 to get to New Zealand. Basically, we're crossing the ocean again. So this is painful. At least the voyages have been good, but I mean, we're still paying for that mooring ball that failed us. I mean, we would not have done this type of a voyage otherwise. So that's 15 days at sea, 15 days across the Pacific, 15 days to get our boat back to where it should be. So Anyway, I'll show you where we are. Getting very close. Getting very close here. Okay, we made it. It is now 5:25 in the morning the next day. So we've crossed the date line. We've fast forwarded through the day, and we are now here on Sunday instead of Saturday. It's kind of crazy. And we're here. So we are, I can see the city lights, well, some lights. And we're only 5 miles away from land according to radar. So I'll show you what the radar shows me, and it looks like the charts are lined up. We're just gonna sit and wait for dawn, and then we'll go on in. So it feels good to be here. Okay, land ho, Tonga for a day or two. It's so good to see land though. 9 days is a long time at sea. It's a good thing we're on land because this is the last sweet low packet, and we need sugar or sweetener or something for our coffee. We have no sugar, nothing. That was our disaster. So we're here. We made it. We have one left. I have to share it with Elizabeth, so I'm going to give her the lion's share. Coffee.
It is funny, like after being in French Polynesia, you get to this land, you're like,
Yeah, you're used to
yawn.
mountainous.
Like,
I've been up since 4 just to avoid fishermen, and haven't seen anybody.
oh my god, is it 8?
It is 8. Coffee's made, it's warm. There's a half of a sweet low. I took just a smidge so you could have the rest.
That's all we have?
That's all we have, although I could find. I don't have any sweet low in my second cup right now.
There's another half in here.
You see, Reese?
Really big white building.
Land though, right? You see land?
Yeah.
Ready to be on land?
Mom's wearing a bra! Again!
Don't worry, I can blur it on the internet.
Actually, it probably looks like a bikini top.
Looks like a
Yes,
bikini.
I am so ready to be on land. So ready.
All right, we made it. This is Big Mama's Yacht Club. Tried calling customs, but they're closed. It's Sunday. We're not gonna wait a day to go to land.
I mean, seriously, look how tall that is. Here I go. Hey, I'm about to jump off the Empire State Building. He'll stop! Hey guys, I'm about to jump off the Empire State Building. I pushed him off in the last video.
Hale said you found something cool. Holy cow.
Oh, Mom, this is
Wow. Nicely done.
Can you believe that? This is crazy. This is nobody
That's really
finds
good.
this.
No,
Nobody.
that's really good. Did you just miss land so much you want to take as much of it with you as you can? Yeah, probably.
Hey guys, I'm on this distant island from everything. That's my stuff. I made that song. I'm way off guard. I'm something totally different than everyone else. How do I describe it? Got a lot of palm trees. Got some red baskets. They were filled with strawberries. This is my spear. It's not the best ever. I live in the forest. I found a chair, so I think someone else is trapped on this island. But yeah, so every day I try to find them. We got great water, so clean. Go fishing with my spear. This is where I crashed. I don't know how I got here. I'm on this distant island. If you get this video, please come and rescue me.
All right. Join us next week for part 3 as we sail into New Zealand.